quiet in here. Hello. 7:30. Nobody, y'all sleep? All right. Well, good win for the Noles. Our football team continue to get better. It was good to see our guys go out there and compete and get better in some of the areas that we needed to, and improve in those areas and find a way to win a ball game. And we were in the same position a few weeks ago and didn't finish. And our guys came out and finished this ball game today, and that was good. It was good for our football team and good for us as we continue to move forward.
Can you talk about the slow start on the drive? You have the punt, and then what changed on the offense to finally get the touchdown?
Well, we started slow, and they did some good things there early, and then once we settled down and started to get a little rhythm and got that first down, and things started to roll for us there. But Wake Forest, I mean, a lot of teams they play, typically same thing happened. You start slow, but our guys stayed with it and found a way to make plays, and then we start rolling.
If you got a question, please wait for the microphone. Go to Blake over here on the left.
Coach, obviously after the first quarter you guys were down 10-0, but from that point onward you guys only surrendered 7 points and less than 170 yards and only 11 first downs. So what really flipped the switch for the defense where they were able to adjust effectively?
Well, I thought we stopped substituting so much when they were going up tempo, and when we did that, it allowed our guys to get set up and be in position to be able to make plays. And what was happening is we're substituting and guys aren't set and ready and what he's supposed to be, and that's tough when you're playing an up-tempo team and they run RPO, so you got to at least be aligned to be able to execute the job, and we didn't do a good job with that early, and not necessarily made adjustment, we just stopped substituting as much as we were, and it helped us.
Stay over there and go to the team.
Coach, at the point where you guys were down 10-0, they had that fourth down, you got the stop. Brian Burns made that big sack, and you guys went down and scored and really seemed to flip the switch. How big was that turnaround from that sack that Burns got for you?
That was big, and like I told Burns after that, he started that to be able to get that sack, and I thought that's just what our team needed, was for somebody to make a play for us. And I mean, both offense and defense had a slow start, and we needed somebody to make a play, and Burns did and got us going a little bit, and then for us to come out offense and execute. I think it all started with Burns' play, and just seemed like kind of woke us up. Let's play ball.
Go to Ira over on the right.
Cam looked like the old Cam a little bit tonight. I think it's been coming. How much of that is him and how much of that is the offensive line?
It's both, but I think it's a lot more on Cam. Cam had a great week of practice. Hadn't seen Cam practice the way he did this past week in a long time, and we told him last night it's going to pay off, and you saw a couple runs in the Miami game where he was kind of getting back to himself and not rushing things and running physical, and he did that tonight. But I think it all started in practice. He had the right mindset. He was up there all week, and he said he was going to get better. He started by making himself better.
Go to Kevin.
Coach DeAndre looked comfortable back there tonight, didn't take a sack. What did you like about the combination up front that you guys put out there?
I mean, we got the ball out quick at times. A couple times he got hit. DeAndre's a tough kid, and I don't think I could have done it. To see those guys come running at me and to stand there and make the throw, and he got hit a couple times, but it was after he threw the football. But I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job up front, and he did a good job of executing the plays, whether it was throwing the ball down the field or getting it out to his receivers when he needed to.
Coach, in the last few weeks, something that you've kind of preached is patience as something that's important for the running backs and something that you hadn't seen leading up to this game. On that long run by Cam, was that kind of what you were talking about? Yeah,
because we saw it earlier in the year against Virginia Tech too, but he can get those a lot, I think early in the year he's just pressing. I mean, nothing was going well for us, and he wanted to help his football team, and he was trying to do more. And now he's kind of settled down and just got back to being Cam and not trying to do too much. Just do what he's coached to do and trust his training. And like I say, the way he practiced last week, we all knew he was going to have a good game. It was totally different, and it paid off.
Go to Wayne up top.
Coach, when you went down when you went down 10-0, what changes did Coach Barnett make, and just how confident were you with him at that point that he was going to be able to get things under control?
Well, it was just getting adjusted. You know, sometimes in the game you got to figure out what people are doing and then adjust to it. Like I said a minute ago, I think the biggest part was not trying to substitute while they were going fast. You know, that got us more than anything. And when we stopped doing that, we started to play better defensively because we line up and we see exactly what they're doing. So I don't think it was a lot of, from a schematic standpoint, changes. We played a lot of base defense today and allowed guys to play, and except for third down. But I think a lot of it the big part was just not substituting. You had guys running in, and by the time they end, they're snapping the ball. So once we stopped that, we played a little better.
Coach, at both USF and Oregon, the running attack was what really fueled those big offensive numbers. How vital is that here at Florida State to be able to have that rushing attack and to help boost the rest of the offense?
It's very vital. It's Florida State. We keep running backs. We got good running backs, and they need to run the ball. But we say that's what we want our identity to be. We're still working to get it to where we want it. Again, like I said earlier, we're making improvements and getting better at it, but that is critical to what we want to do and being explosive and how we want to. You know, we're getting there. We're not there yet, but we're slowly but surely. I told our guys, climbing is easier than hanging on. We're climbing.
You've had,
where's Kurt? Where's Kurt?
Down left.
Right next to where you were just looking.
Oh, there you go, Kurt. These lights are bright.
Doing good. With some of the receivers, it seems like some guys will have better games, worse games. The guy who's pretty consistently near the top game in and game out to Nooney. What's he do so well, and how big is it to kind of have that stable senior in a pretty young group of wideouts?
He just loves playing football, and he wants the ball every play. You know, he like that as a receiver, but he's a heck of a football player, and he's a tough guy and has really strong hands. You know, he's one of those guys. The ball's in his area, you know he's going to catch the ball, and he's a guy you can count on, especially in tough situations. But I think he's what everybody thought he was before the season. I heard a lot about what Nooney could be, and he's starting to show all of us what he can do.
Brendan up top.
Hey, Coach, going off of Cam's big game and the week of practice they had leading up to it, to have the production he ends up having, is that kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel to show what he's capable of and what that hard work can eventually lead to? Oh, absolutely, and hopefully not just for Cam. Hopefully our entire football team see what he did this past week and the results that he got behind it, and hopefully they take to it and other guys want to come up and learn more football and practice as hard as he did, and so they can get the same results that he got behind it. And that's what I'm hoping it happens for our entire football team, because we preach it all the time about not being compliant, but being committed. And we only allow 20 hours a week with our guys, and that's not enough time. So these guys that want to be All-American and All-Conference and all, they got to put in some extra work to get better on their own.
We'll go to Corey top left.
Two quick questions, Willie. First off, on when they were subbing, when you guys were trying to sub, did they surprise you with how fast? I know they're a fast offense. Did they surprise you?
Nope.
Was it your suggestion to Coach Barnett?
Absolutely.
All right.
Frustrated.
And then I think on the Nooney touchdown, when he was wide open down the sideline, you had called a timeout right before that. Did you have a feeling that play was that he would be that open? And
we were hoping he was going to be open like that. That was the plan with the play, and it was a play these guys had ran before. You know, I think they ran it in Orange Bowl a couple years ago, and Nooney caught it, and they came to me with it about 2 weeks ago, and we ran it, and it worked again.
Coach, down right.
I'm struggling with these lights. I'm sorry.
It's all good. The other big sequence on defense was Stanford getting the interception after the fumble. Just one, how impressive a play was that just for him to track down the ball in the air like that? And two, how important was it given what had happened just a little bit before?
Oh, it was huge because, again, it turned the ball over and they got the momentum back on their side of the field. And we lost it, and I hate when we lose momentum. So it was good that we got it back really quick, and for that ball just to kind of drop in his hand on stride, I mean, that don't happen often. You know, the football gods was with us, and but it was great to see him make a play and for us to get that takeaway.
We'll We'll go to Matt, fourth row on the way.
What's up, Matt?
Hey, Willie. Good to see you. You touched on in the beginning that you've seen a lot of progress and made some progress tonight. Just kind of elaborate on what you've seen that you really liked kind of from the season till now going forward.
Well, I thought offensively we put up probably the most points we put up all year. You know, that's a step in the right direction. Third quarter, we have been bad coming out of halftime. We talked about that. We stressed it a lot during the break, during the bye week, and we came out and played better in the third quarter there. So just little things like that we constantly preach. We had, one takeaway, a turnover today. That's better than what we've done in the past. So just all those little things that we know that helps you win football games. Our guys are doing them better, and it's helping us.
Coach, just quickly, after the 4th and out, the turnover on downs and the sack with Brian Burns, was there anything particular that the offense thought that they could exploit on the defense, or was that just a product of the offense getting its groove?
I think it's more of our offense getting their groove. Our guys are executing the plays. Wake Forest didn't do anything different than what we saw on film. They played their defense, and from the beginning they played their defense, and we just didn't do a good job of executing. And once we got going there, then things started to happen for us. You know, I think the one series where we had about 3 or 4 catches on that one drive and went down there really got our guys going.
All right, we're going to go to Ira for the last one on the right side.
You got some young guys in. Xavier Peters played some, and Trayshawn got to play again. Looked like early he had a miscue maybe, but then he comes back and has the big play. Is that just you're going to have to deal with that with the young players?
You're going to have to with some of those guys. You know, sometimes, I mean, spotlight does strange things to some people, you know, and those young guys are going to make some of those mistakes. But Trayshawn, one of those guys, he'll make a little mistake like that and make a huge play for you like he did there on that catch. That was one heck of a move on there. It's pretty nice. He kind of hit the spin button and then the L1 button and got in the end zone. That was pretty neat.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Hey, thank you all. Be safe going home.
Go Noles.